Good morning, everybody. All right, last time we talked about his promises, we talked about not letting fear in and how we receive his peace. So let's look at another couple of verses, and I don't think we'll get through all three, but that's okay. We will continue on Monday. Let's see what kind of promises that these verses have compared to the fear and the peace that he was talking about last time. So in John 16:33, it says this: I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace. Oh, look, there's the peace again. And now let's look at the promise of peace for this specific verse. In the world you will have tribulation and distress and suffering, but be courageous, be confident, be undaunted, be filled with joy. And the promise itself is this: that I have overcome the world. You know, that's a huge promise right there, because if you really think about, he tells us the promise is that we're going to have tribulations, but he also promises that he has overcome those things in this world. This world's full of tribulation. We're here. That is what is going to happen. But because he has already overcome it, he will help you be an overcomer. Now, in Psalm 32:8, it says, now this one, I want you to think about this, because the way the verse is, sometimes the promise in the verse is the whole verse. Sometimes he'll say something that he wants you to do, or if you don't do this, example, have faith, and don't fear, etc. So verse 8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go, and I will counsel you who are willing to learn with my eye upon you. So that's the whole and the actual whole promise, because he wants to teach us. He wants to fill us with his word, with his love, everything. So that whole verse is a promise. And he's saying, and in FYI, I like using the Amplified Version, because it kind of puts in perspective of reading between what he's saying. So that's the reason why it has those additions to it. But let's go ahead and close for the day. And I want you to think about those two verses. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and read both verses one more time. And then I want you to continue to repeat those verses and start thinking about each verse and what the promises have. Remember John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace. In the world you will have tribulation and distress and suffering. But be courageous, be confident, be undaunted, be filled with joy. And remember, it says, I have overcome the world. In that, it says, my conquest is accomplished. My victory is abiding. He has already overcome this world. And then remember in 32:8, Psalm 32:8, I will instruct you and teach in the way you should go. I will counsel you who are willing to learn with my eye upon you. He is there. He is watching you. Remember that. Now, on Monday, we will continue on. I don't know if we'll get through the 3 or if we'll get through the 4, but just be prepared. These promises are so powerful for us. I will see you then. Love you, my family.